You are now listening to About That Business, hosted by Rom Wills. Rom Wills is an entrepreneur and personal coach who has helped people reach their fullest potential personally and professionally. Take it away, Rom.
Thank you, Marshall. Satisfied customers. Yeah, I'm going to tell you what. In business, you can have all the business plans. Your business plan could be airtight, like award winning, right? It could be award winning, like somebody would use it in a business school as a model, right? You can have that. You can have like a dynamite service. You can have a great place to eat, whatever. No matter what you do. But you gotta have satisfied customers. Now I'm known on YouTube as a dating coach, and I've been selling like self-development books for men since 2000. Really, a little bit before that, really, because I had some precursors to my best-selling book, Nice Guys and Players. The thing I've always measured was never how much money I was making, because quite frankly, money I made over the years, a lot of it would disappear because you got to spend money and you got to do stuff. A lot of it disappeared. So I never measured it through the money, right? Though that's important. I always measured the success of my work by how many men would come back to me and say, I've changed their lives, or I said something that they needed to hear, or I inspired them to get into business, or they have a good relationship. Like one of my, like a young man in Europe, I'll never forget, he hit me up on YouTube, and this is way before, no, not YouTube, Facebook, and this is before I even really started doing stuff on YouTube, right? He hit me up, said, I had your book and everything, right? Really liked it. Right, so I see some updates from him every now and then. For him, I remember he eventually got married, right? And I saw that. I was proud of that, right? And then had a little baby, beautiful baby girl. I was proud of that. Whenever like somebody, and I've had a few people hit me up and say, hey, I met this woman, and we got a baby and everything. That's how I measure it. Satisfied customers. See, you can put together like a food place, right? And business plan is clean, pass any inspection, any random inspection. But if you don't get people to come in there, it's irrelevant. And, I always tell the buffalo wing story because it illustrates it perfectly, right? Because I've talked about the part of how the dude went around to different barbershops with his buffalo wings, right? Now, I remember he had a buffalo wing place, had a restaurant. The place stayed hopping. Like, buffalo wings, any store like that, usually it comes out of the oven or something, and then it sits a while under some, like, heat lamp. I remember with this guy, the way he was selling it, like, he was literally filling orders right out the oven. Like, the amount of time the longest, like, buffalo wings would sit for him under some heat lamp was maybe 2 minutes, literally. Like literally, because especially since his like spot was right next to a movie theater. So he got them coming out of that movie theater, right? Now, when he sold the business to somebody else, it didn't have the same thing. In fact, it had the same cooks, everything, right? Just a different owner. He eventually went out of business because barely anybody came in there. The customers didn't like it. They weren't satisfied. That's the key. That's the key to a business. I don't care what you got, what business, what you call yourself. What are the customers saying? Are they coming back for more? Are they getting something from it? For me are they getting something from my books? That's my main thing. Are they improving in any way? That's a satisfied customer. Now, if I had a case where no one was improving, you probably wouldn't be hearing this. Or I would be talking about something totally different. or I'd be in some different business, something. I'm in this business because I've had satisfied customers over the years, right? Or any business, a plumbing business, they'll have satisfied customers, right? And you gotta think about that. That's the lifeblood of what you have. Satisfied customers, return customers, repeat business. If you have a service, you want repeat business. You want somebody to come up and still pay you for your service because it was such a good service, right? That's how you stay in there, right? Because if you provide a service, say you provide a service for someone and they didn't like it, then they don't come back, and then they don't tell other people. Because that's another thing with satisfied customers. Let me once again use the example of my book, Nice Guys and Players. I haven't spent one penny. The book has been out really 20 years because there was an earlier version of the book, and it actually started out as a pamphlet, right? In 20 years, let me say that again. I haven't spent one penny on advertising or marketing. I haven't done any marketing. I haven't spent one penny on advertising, haven't done any marketing, taken out any ads, anything like that. The book sold through word of mouth. Because once you have some good information, I had some good information, so people were telling other people about it. They were selling it for me. In fact, to this day, I get people saying, oh, I got it here, I got it there. Even some detractors who didn't like the book, they say, well, where'd you get it? Did you buy it from me? They ain't buy it from me. They bought it just off the street or something. I've had plenty of people hit me up. I got people in my inner circle. They say, hey, I bought your book in high school. Understand that. The word of mouth. See, satisfied customers, they not only come back, but they tell other people. If you have a restaurant, right? You want your people, you don't want to have to spend money on stuff. In fact, most restaurants really don't until they get, other than, the big fast food places. But if you notice, a lot of restaurants, you'll never see an ad about them or anything. And they're booming. In fact, people lined up to get there. Why? Because say you open up in a year, right? You got, thousands of customers, right? Or hundreds of thousands, really. Right? And they tell somebody, say, hey, this is a great place. They bring people to eat there. They bring dates there. And then the people come back. All of a sudden, that's it. Your business is set. So that's the main thing. I mean, everybody talk about getting into I'm going to start a business, but you got to provide good service. It's like I used to watch the Food Network, and one of the celebrity chefs on there, Bobby Flay, he said, bottom line, your food got to be good. Like sometimes people get into like, oh yeah, and I do this service and stuff. People got to like your food. They got to like your service. They got to like your product. I'll talk mainly about service, but if you got a product, it needs to work. No ifs, ands, and buts. That product needs to work. And the customer need to be like, this is a great product. And they'll advertise it for you. They'll tell other people about it. Like you get these businesses, like really, a lot of these businesses spend a lot of money to retain customers. And my thing is, if you got to do all that, something's up. Right? And you want a superior product to the point people already know its value, product or service. Like if you notice, you never, and somebody can correct me if they've seen one, you've never seen a Rolls Royce commercial. Think about that. How many people have seen a Rolls Royce commercial? You'll see a commercial for all these other cars and talk about that and everything, and you've never seen a commercial for a Rolls Royce because people know its value. People know what they get. Just because people are satisfied with it. So I want y'all to think about those things. But remember, like you in business, I don't care what you do. This goes across the board. You need to have satisfied customers. And your stuff needs to work. If you're giving self-improvement advice, there needs to be some people who say, hey, this worked for me. If you got a product, people need to say this is a great product. If you got a great service, people need to say this was a great service. You got to have satisfied customers. So anyway, that's it for now. Let's go make that money.